Hello, it's me, Siren Nexus. As usual with these intros, I would just like to tell you that these are allegedly true paranormal horror stories from friends, links to them in the description. If you want your story featured, post it in the comments and I will likely read it in a future video. Anyways, sit back, relax, and enjoy these 3 paranormal horror stories with background footage of a sun setting on a ravine. Story 1. My parents' room. Submitted by Skoddi. Before the story begins, know that I am not a superstitious person. That said, what happened to me just a few weeks ago and recently, just a few days ago, is beyond explanation. My parents and siblings had to go off to soccer practice, but I decided to stay home and get some homework done. It was about half an hour since my family left, and I was in the kitchen making myself a snack. That's when suddenly, in the hallway containing each of our bedrooms, there was a loud slam. I then heard the creaking of a door. That's when I realized that it was my door making all the noise. Before I even had the chance to book it out of my house, I heard another door slamming. It was my parents' door, which was just on the other side of the hall. If there was somebody trying to prank me, I would have seen them running down the hallway. But no. I ditched what I was doing and got out of there, not going back in until my family got home. When they did, this event had stopped. I didn't tell anyone about what happened, as we aren't a superstitious family. That wasn't the end, though, as just on March 5th, Tuesday of 2019, I was studying in my parents' room, alone, when a boombox in the room turned on all by itself. As said, I was the only one in that room, and this radio wasn't Bluetooth, so this shouldn't have happened. What makes this even weirder is that these events started in early 2019, even though I've lived in this house for about a quarter of my life. I don't know why whatever this entity is has just started messing with me now, but I doubt it will be the last time. Story 2. Footsteps. Submitted by Orange Tanks Are Cool. It was midnight, and I was the only one awake. I was watching YouTube when I eventually looked at the time. Realizing how late it was, I turned my phone off and decided to go to sleep. Now, I can't tell whether or not this was an amazing or a horrible decision. Only about a minute later, I heard something. Footsteps. Just a yard or two away from my bed. Provided my perspective, it sounded like they were circling in the middle of my room. They were too heavy to be one of my parents or sisters, and my brother, who was in his bunk above me, would make too much noise getting down for me not to notice. Now, you'd think that I would either scream for my parents or stay silent and hide under my covers. But I'm too stubborn for that. Instead, I made a beeline to my closet and closed myself in. Know that I left my phone next to my bed, so there I was, closed in my pitch black closet with no light source. The footsteps stopped, and I swear I heard them creeping towards me. It was so quiet, however, it was hard to tell. Before they reached the closet door, they just faded away. To this day, I can't tell whether this was a misunderstanding or if it really happened. Right before I was able to let out a sigh of relief, I heard something fall over on the other side of the closet. Again, I made a run for it, this time for my bed. I buried myself under the covers until sunrise. Relief. I heard something fall over on the other side of the closet. Again, I made a run for it, this time for my bed. I buried myself under the covers until sunrise. Nothing happened for the rest of the night, but I won't be forgetting that night anytime soon. Story 3. The Other Side of the Door. Submitted by Zibadrashinaksente. In my room lies the door to my house's attic. Every now and then, during daytime and more commonly nighttime, that door creaks open. Before, during, and after these occurrences, I am always left with a strong feeling of being watched, even when I close the door. Every now and then, after I close the door, it will be opened right again afterwards. Once, after I went to close it, I began walking back to my bed, when suddenly I heard my door swing open behind me. When I turned around, I saw that my door was against the wall. That means that within the span of 2 seconds, my door went from closed to 180 degrees. The only way that would have been possible was if there was some force on the other side. Later on, a few weeks later, the door in my father's office began opening on its own. This still goes on to this day, and there aren't any vents above those doors that could cause an air current.